minutes. Okay, before we start, just quickly, I just want to gauge the level of experience or knowledge of everyone in this training in terms of automation testing. So if you just type 1 to 5, 1 in the sense that if you type 1 means I've got little knowledge of automation testing, 5 I'm an expert. From 1 to 5, let's just type it. 3 means, oh, I'm kind of medium. Okay, 1 means I've got a little or no knowledge. 0, I don't know anything at all. So let's just quickly type that. Okay, so in terms of automation, so what is your knowledge? What's your experience? So yeah, 0 means you haven't got anything. 5 means, okay, you kind of know a lot about automation. Okay. All right, let's do that quickly, please, before we start. So that's fine. So, okay. All right, so I can see a lot of zeros, 1, yeah. I can see 4, 1, 4. So it seems there are a lot of zeros and 1. Okay, there 3. Okay, all right, cool. So I know where to kind of start. So all right, cool. So I'm going to, yeah, gauge your experience or knowledge at the end of the class as well. So this is going to be eye-opener for you to actually open your eyes to automation testing, and also for you to be able to see what it entails, what we need to do, how you can get into automation testing. So, I might be fast, so please bear with me. So this recording will be available for you to go back to, because I've got 4 hours in total and there's a lot to cover. I can assure you that. So let me just go through this slide quickly. Okay, quickly, Blue Sky, like I've told other guys as well, this is a non-profit educational institution. We offer free courses in different disciplines, basically IT. And we have our mentors, our professionals in their fields, and they work for different companies, more especially in the UK, and they volunteer their service free of charge. So we've been doing this for many years now, and we have different testimony for people about people getting jobs. So this is me actually. So my name is DG. So, and if you want to link up with me on LinkedIn, please do that. So I've been doing automation testing for over 15 years right now. I've got nearly 20 years experience in IT, right? So you can check up my LinkedIn profile if you want to see that. So, okay. I'll just go through this very fast. So this particular program, we are going to do weekly training, and we are also going to encourage everyone to do ISTQB certification. We're going to give you material to be able to do that, but most especially those guys doing the internship, actually. So at the end of maybe next week, I'll talk about the internship. So there also will be workshop, and this content is available on video for you to use, actually. So we're going to send that to you. So like I said, yeah, so for those guys that are here, I'm going to advise you, if you have recorded 0, right, or type 0, the last one. So there are manual testing classes that we are doing right now. So one was done on Monday. There's another one on Monday. So please do put in for that one. That will expose you to manual testing. This class is not for manual testing. So, but I might be talking about manual testing one during the course of the training. But if you want to have an intensive course in manual testing, please do enroll for the Monday class. So, and also there's the API testing that is also being highlighted also. So there are 2 weeks API testing. So you can also do enroll for that particular one. One was done yesterday. So, yeah, there will be internship, but I would talk about that one later. So I will just move quickly away from this one anyway. So this particular course, I've kind of structured it in a way that it actually follows advanced level test analyst that you can do when you are doing the ISTQB. So we will be talking about most of these things, but in practical way, we are going to be talking about test analysis, test design, implementation, test execution, but don't expect it to be theoretical. It will be applying those things in the real scenario. So risk identification, risk analysis, and risk mitigations. We'll be talking about black box testing, experience-based testing as well. So during the lesson, I'll be talking about different type of testing that's applicable. And after this, for the reviews, this will not be covered. It's going to be covered during the internship, actually. So, of course, we are going to talk about keyword-driven automation. So this is majorly for this particular course. So the course content, it's basically, we are going to talk about Specflow. We are going to talk about Selenium, so and Web Driver, of course, locator, switches, but some of them will not be in great detail in this particular 2 sessions. So, and I will let you know as time goes on. So, yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm going to move quickly. This will be all those one that skip will be covered in the manual testing anyway. So quickly, for those guys that have not gone through the manual testing. So manual testing is basically performing a test without using any tool. So you are going to be using your hands, basically defining your behaviors, defining your expected results by yourself, and also you are going to be performing without any particular tool at all. So, and in a nutshell, so automation testing that we are doing right now is basically using tools or technology to test that particular software. And the goal is reducing the testing effort. So if you are going to be testing something manually, it will take you a long time. But if you're using automation, it will take you less time because you will be able to repeat some steps faster. And also it would be, you will have less effort, and also it's going to be at the long run affordable for people actually. So, and there are a lot of testing tools out there, right? So I've just kind of put the screenshot. So all these different testing tools that you could use. And if you look at the major one that we have, so, and you can go for QTP, which is has already changed its name. So, and Test Complete, Selenium, Test Studio, also Visual Studio Ultimate also has got stuff in there. So all of them, they're not free. So, but the only one that is free is Selenium, which we're going to we are going to teach in this particular training. So, and I've kind of put different features of different tools in there. So the major thing that you need to know is Selenium that we are talking about this evening. You can use this to test any HTML application or any web application using Chrome, using Firefox, Safari, IE, and also you can use it. You cannot use it for mobile applications, and you cannot use it for desktop applications, but you can use it for even mobile as for mobile application. So you cannot use it for desktop application. You can use it for web and as well for mobile. So if you now want to compare them, this is another screen that you can use to compare or the major automation applications. So now let's talk about Selenium. Selenium, they are in two folds actually. So we have Selenium IDE and you have Selenium Web Driver. So this particular class is not for Selenium IDE, it's for Selenium Web Driver. So Selenium IDE only works in Mozilla Firefox. It's basically record and play. That's what you need to do. You record your transactions and then you play it. It just plays everything to you, playback. So that is what it does for you. It's quite easy. So if you want to look into that, you can actually look into Selenium IDE. But we are going to be talking about Selenium Web Driver, which works on whether Firefox, IE, Chrome, or this browser, but it's not record and play. So you have to have a little knowledge about programming, which we're going to teach you basically. So it also involves interaction with browser application. So yeah, for Selenium IDE, so if you are interested, you just need to download the plugin and put it on your whether Chrome driver or you can also use it for Firefox. It works better in Firefox, to be honest. So if you want to, I would advise you to use Firefox for that. So you just need to put the extension, then you'll be able to kind of record and play that particular website. So like I said, this particular training is not for IDE. It's very, very basic. So, okay, let's talk about the Selenium Web Driver. So this is the most, I think, I won't actually say it's arguable, but I think this is the most popular and widely used tool in the market. It's open source. A lot of people actually use it in the market. So, and it can work on Linux, Macs, Windows, and also on different browsers as well. So, and in terms of programming language, you can use it with PHP, Python, you can use C#, you can use Java. So for this particular training, we are going to focus on C#. So we are going to be using C#. So Selenium Web Driver. So Selenium Web Driver. So this is the architecture diagram. So you have your web driver, then also you have your browser. So whether you're going to use Chrome driver or Gecko driver. So you have your browser, then you have your application that you are going to be testing. So, but sometimes you might not see this. Some people will just see that it goes from the web driver to the application. But I will go through the process later just for you to know how it works, because you have to be, you need to be calling driver, whether it's a Chrome driver or you have to be using the driver during your code. So now, quickly, for those guys that have said 0 and 1, I assume that they don't know anything about automation testing roles and everything. So this is basically like a quick introduction on this. So, and let's go through this as in the key roles in QA. So you have the manual testing guy here. So this guy only does everything manually. And you have the test automation engineer. So like what you want to become right now. So this guy has got the tool. So, and he's going to be using his tool to automate what the manual testing guy is doing manually. And each one of them, you might have the test lead. So technical test lead or team lead, or whether you call it a test manager or a test lead, there will be a lead, whether QA lead or whatever. So, and also there's also performance QA engineer, so which actually deals with the performance of the application that you are going to be testing. Then the core responsibility of a automation tester. So what are the key responsibility? What are the things that you need to look into? So for a automation tester, you would be identifying and selecting automation test cases. You're also going to be configuring and setting up test environments. You are going to be designing your framework. You are going to be implementing it. for the project. You are going to be debugging, because after you've created it, there might be issues. You create it, you enhance it, you also debug, and you run your test cases. And as you need to manage it also in case there's any regression. So this is what you're going to be doing every day. And it might not be in that cycle. It might be, because in some cases, you might join from here where you have to set up the environment. In some cases, the environment is already set up for you, so you don't need to set up the environment. But in some times, you identifying and selecting test cases might not be done by you. It might also be done by other people, or you have a manual tester that have already created the test cases for you. So your role would only be implementing the framework. So depending on what your role is, so this will be the main thing that you might need to be doing as an automation tester. So if I want to break them down into different stages, right? So I would say the first thing that you need to do is to identify the scope of your testing. So this is basically knowing, where do I need to start my testing? When do you need to finish your testing? So for this, you also need to know how to do your test design, when to start and how to end. So this might also go into the test strategy of the company or of your team. So after that, you might need to select the right tool for the job, because like I told you before, all the tools, they've got their own properties or their own features. So Selenium is not used for window application. So if you are going to be testing window applications, you are not going to be using Selenium. So if you are going to be testing mobile, yeah, that is fine. You can use it for mobile testing, but there are other specific tools for mobile testing. So if you want to use them, so this is something that you may need to do. But however, in some cases, this might already been done for you. Then you just need to kind of start implementing or documenting your test plan. Or I've mentioned test strategies. So if you don't know what that is, I think I would advise you to enroll for the manual testing course. They are going to be talking about test strategy and all those things. So yes, set up your test environment, automate it, and analyze your test report. So, and then what are the skills that you need? I would say, yeah, you would need programming, knowledge of any programming language, so such as C# and Java. So we are going to train you on this basically. So after this particular course, there is going to be introduction to C#. So that will open your eyes to how you need to write your C# code. So this is basically for those guys that have not got any experience in C#, and it's going to open your eyes to those areas. Then after that, you need to have mathematical skills actually. So there's numerical skills that are needed for you to be able to be successful in developing any automation skill. So, and also you need to have development skills as well. So accuracy and attention to detail. So you need to understand the thread, to be honest. So you need to know when some tools are required and not so, and those are the things. So then also looking at salary scales, actually salary scales. So what are the salary scales for testers, automation testers? So this actually ranges from, I'll say, maybe £20,000 to whatever the maximum is. So on the average, you can see this is showing that it is 52, but to be honest, that is kind of like a senior role. So I will quickly go to this. I think this is from Glassdoor, says 40,000. So, but this look like a realistic one, which is 35,380. So if you're looking for permanent role as kind of joining from there. So if you are joining, maybe plus or minus 10,000 is what I would say. So if you want to go low or you want to go above, that would be something that I would advise you. As you can see, this is for senior test 41. So, and you have some other ones for just normal keyway 35. So You can put plus or minus 10,000 in there. So, okay. So if this is basically showing us the salary scales of IT professionals and starting from developers. So I think the testers of automation is here at number 31. They're not doing bad. So for median is this amount. But to be honest, if you are going to go into this role, there's other internship that will help you actually to apply and for you to be able to structure your CV and also help you with the job applications. Okay, all right. So here I would quickly ask if you got any question before we continue. Any question? So if you can type your question quickly, if you have any question.